Shelley Blumrose joins us now. She is a retired U.S. Navy commander and a plaintiff challenging Trump's ban on trans service members. Shelley, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you. So you didn't want to retire. I used the word retired there, but that was not your choice.
No, it was not my choice.
How has this reshaped your life?
Oh, it's changed my life dramatically. The military came to me and they said, well, you can retire or we can put you through involuntary separation processing, which would have been a huge risk to my family in particular, who've earned benefits over my 20 years of service. So there was a pension on the line, health care, the GI Bill for my son to go to college, all of those things, and which we just could not afford to lose. So even though I did not want to retire, I had to, so I did.
Shelley, you served for 2 decades.
Yeah.
You're a lawyer. Can you just estimate how much American taxpayers and the military spent educating you and getting you to the point where you were up for promotion to naval captain?
Yeah, let me explain it this way. So you all have paid for me to go to law school. You have paid for me to get a master's degree in environmental law, and you have paid for me to train to go out and support warfighters as a lawyer every year for the past 20 years. So, I don't know, $500,000 more.
So basically a move because of their ideology that is detrimental to force readiness and preparation, and is just a blatant waste of money in the investment that we, the American people, had in you.
And we're talking about like 4,000 transgender service members. So across that population, tens of millions, if not $100 million wasted on training. And all of these people are ready to deploy today. They could be going to Iran. They could be in Iran. We've had transgender service members pulled out of deployment simply so they could be fired. It has nothing to do with their performance. It has nothing to do with their qualifications. It's simply because they're transgender.
And what do you think that is about? Why do you think this administration has this animus against transgender people in the military?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to speculate about, like, why does the Secretary of Defense hate me? I don't know. He definitely seems to. He's never met me. They're convinced that somehow we are causing a disruption, and nothing could be further from the truth. Transgender service members have been serving openly since 2016. There has been no effect on mission readiness. There has been no effect on unit cohesion. Our health care costs much less than the average service member's health care. This is not an issue. Why they've chosen to make it one, I don't know. Beyond, yes, they seem to hate us.
In the documentary, you talk about how your decision to come out and to live openly in your gender identity was in part, I don't know if facilitated is the right word, but enabled by the fact that the military was a welcoming environment. You saw the military as a welcoming environment. How do you think other service members may be contemplating that decision today?
It's a different decision for every transgender service member, but it is definitely no longer a welcoming environment. There are still transgender service members on active duty, and those people who are continuing trying to serve, they're having to hide who they are. And they're constantly afraid of being discovered. And that's just no way to go through life.
What does that do to someone?
The feeling of demoralization and dehumanization is just, it's very hard to explain. It is awful. It's some of the worst feelings I've ever had have been around how I've been treated by the military and feeling like I no longer was welcome in a place that I thought I belonged.
I also want to ask you about some other measures, policy decisions that have been happening around the country that have been targeting the trans community. Lots of bathroom bills back on the agenda. I know that earlier this week, transgender activist Samantha Boucher tried her best to get arrested on Tuesday in the second floor women's bathroom in the Kansas State House in defiance of a new state law that criminalizes bathroom use based on, you criminalizes bathroom use if you are not using the bathroom of your gender assigned at birth. Yeah. It is just striking to me that it is now like an act of bravery to go to the bathroom. And the kinds of decisions, like that is civil disobedience. In a different universe, you would almost say it's comical, but obviously it's not. Could you talk about these kinds of... No, it's not comical
at all. So I find myself, here as a middle-aged woman, I have a list of states that I won't travel to. And that is, I think, insane. It is insane that I live in a country where I will not go to certain places like Kansas or Florida, because they've made it very clear that I am not welcome there. And I don't want to have to concern myself with going to the bathroom. And, you're at a movie theater, you need to go to the bathroom. Why is this such a big deal?
It shouldn't be an act of political courage.
Exactly.
Shelley Blum-Rose, thank you so much for your time. I understand you have a new job coming up. Congratulations.
Congratulations,
on that as well.
And thank you for your bravery.
Yes.
No, thank you all. Thank you for having me.